Hi there, I'm Robin Altman, here to bring you another Radiate Insight. And today, I want to ask you if you feel like the same person in your work life and in your personal life. What do I mean by the same person? Some concrete ways to know is to ask yourself whether you feel accepted in your environment with the people around you. Do you feel good about yourself and how you show up in that environment? Do you feel valued and appreciated by others for your contribution? Do you experience a connection with the people around you in this environment? Do you feel enriched by being in this environment, and do you get a sense of meaning being there? And do you feel capable and determined to take on goals or quests even though it might be challenging in this environment? If you say yes to most of these questions, then the chances are good that you're being the real you, and that is definitely something to celebrate, because what it probably means is that you're on purpose in these environments and that you experience positive emotions when you are spending time there. One of my clients was filling out an assessment as pre-work for our coaching together, and she called to give me a heads up, and she said, "Robin, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be sending you 2 versions of that test, one for my work and one for my personal life. Is that okay?" At the time, I was very new in my coaching career and I didn't really have an opinion or understand, but through my work with her and with many, many others, what I noticed is that when people feel like 2 separate people in their work life and in their personal life, it usually means that in one of those environments, they're not really being their authentic self. And what happens when you're not your authentic self or you're not true to yourself? Well, think about a time in your life, in your past experience, where you weren't yourself, if you can. You may have felt self-conscious or not say or do the things that came naturally to you. You may have questioned yourself, or you may have felt self-doubt, or you felt judged by others, or you simply may not have felt a connection. In these environments, what sometimes happens is that your creativity, your logical thinking are stifled and completely out the window, and you might even end up thinking about the perfect solution or the perfect course of action only after the fact. Now, some might say, "No, Robin, I am not the same person in both environments, but how can I be? I can't very well joke around in the boardroom like I do with my friends, can I?" And while that may very well be true, what's important is that the mere fact that joking around is important to you is the point. What I mean is that you may speak and behave more professionally in a corporate environment, but if you're being true to yourself, then you'll find a way to infuse humor appropriately in both environments, no matter what. In the same way, a person who's generous will be generous whether they're with their coworkers or with their family and friends, unless they're not really being true to themselves in one of those environments. This is what we mean when we say being congruent or being in alignment. So if you say, for example, "I feel like my true self in one environment, and in the other, I absolutely don't feel like I'm bringing my best self to the table," then the chances are good that there's some kind of misalignment happening somewhere. Now, that misalignment can sometimes be, this is not the right environment for you. And sometimes the misalignment could be, maybe there's some personal work that I want to do to grow and make the most out of this opportunity or the most out of these relationships. One of my very first clients said that her life is great except for work. And she said, "Robin, I have to leave my company right now, so I'm going to give you 1 month to work with me to find a new opportunity." That's a tall order for a newbie coach, I tell you. She was that person I described earlier who loved to infuse lightness and humor, but she felt too self-conscious in her work environment. What she learned in coaching is that she was basically restricting herself from being her true self every single day, instead of learning to use humor appropriately at work. Once she understood this, she was able to start with baby steps, trying things out by intentionally leveraging those different parts of herself that she was previously holding back. And what happened was she ended up making connections with people that she never had before. And as she experienced more and more acknowledgement and appreciation, it became more and more natural for her to use these parts of herself until she finally felt like her real self again at the office. Not only that, but this client who thought that she should leave her job in 1 month ended up blossoming into her role, eventually getting a promotion and moving up in her company year after year. The point here is that the more that you can be you, and especially the more that you can be your best you, the more chances you have of truly thriving. A big part of this, of being your best you, is to immerse yourself with people and environments that truly align with you, that encourage you to be more of you, to truly grow and expand. This is how you are going to create a fulfilling and purposeful life, where you feel like you're really contributing and making a difference in a way that makes you proud, in a way that makes you feel fulfilled and enriched. So what do you think? When you reflect on your own situation, are you the same person in your work and personal life? Or maybe you have a different opinion altogether to add to this conversation. I would love to hear, and I invite you to share below or send me an email at robin@radiatecoaching.com. If you like this video, I also invite you to join the Radiate community for more of my blogs and shares by sending an email to robin@radiatecoaching.com or by subscribing at www.radiatepassionandpurpose.com. Feel free to share this video with any friend or colleague or other connection you have that may find it useful. In the meantime, like I say, get connected to who you are when you're at your best, and you will radiate from the inside out. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next time.